Good morning. It is Sunday, April 26th. Got up and I settled down, sat at the computer, and I had things still up from working on the logos, so I started getting things, the designs put up, started making the products. I was like, you know what, maybe today is the day. I figured I'd put it off, but I was like, you know what, let's get started. I hadn't figured out what to do with my time, how to be productive, so I just started doing that, and I am so glad I did, because after going through uploading a few new ones, I grabbed one, and it says, you've reached the daily upload limit. Which means if I would have waited until I was ready to not only do this, but all of it, I was going to maybe get the products in. I was not going to put in the effort today to get the storefront looking proper again. Although if you want some of the newer designs, those are now there. And you can always just go to the Jade Kind Gaming YouTube page, and it's up in the upper right corner. There's a little button that goes to the store, and eventually I'll have more than just my logos. I've thought, for the last few years, maybe some images of some of the maps I've done and kind of feather the edges and make nice graphics using those as well, as that's some of my art, and that could look cool on something. But I'm not there yet. Right now, I was just like, let's just do the logos and get that up to date at least. But apparently you can't do that all in one day. Really glad I started it today, so that at least I know to, even if it's just upload the images and not make the products in the future, just to make sure that I get those all uploaded before I'm ready to actually put the work in. Because it won't let me do it all at once. But I did get some new things put up. And it's progress. Otherwise, it's morning. We're not even to, I'm back on my, better schedule, so I'm up. I've been up and working on this for more than an hour, maybe? I still got like an hour till church. And I'm already where I need to be for church, right? Man, I can't wait until we can actually go in again. I miss folks. I miss seeing folks. But I'm doing this. I'm going to try and do some mini painting. The same old life at home. I miss going out. I miss seeing my friends. I miss getting to go to a restaurant and sit down and eat. I miss getting to wander around stores, just like shopping, even if not buying anything, shopping. I need to buy some stuff from IKEA. And once I do that, I want to get like a chair or a love seat in there, but that'll be more shopping. I can do online shopping, but that's not the same.
This morning I want to communicate just hopefully God's heart for us, and that our relationship with Him is not based on performance. It's based on His love, His mercy, His kindness, His graciousness. And so that's my heart this morning.
After church, gave Mom a call. We talked a bit. Then I came and I got a base of gray on all the rock and stones on these. So that's, one color put in. I'll let that dry. Maybe get back to something to do with it in a bit. But I'm hungry. Need to figure out some breakfast. And I took out yesterday from the freezer a steak that my mom had brought over. They'd gotten this whatever set of a whole bunch of things, and so they had some extra stuff, and they had it all frozen. So like at the beginning of this whole mess, she'd brought this. But that is a super thin steak. I'm cooking it in a pan because I got no other options, and I've never cooked a steak myself anyways. So my hopes aren't very good, but I did pick up some A1 sauce. So if it ends up too done, which it probably will, I have this to mask the flavor of overdone steak, because that's fairly likely. And the steak wasn't bad. Sure, it could have been cooked a bit better, I'm sure, but as I went into it really just knowing apply heat to food to cook it, I was like, I did all right. So I edited 2 sessions, and then I already had the footage imported for, and now I'm importing footage for another. Having, of course, pushed up through June, I was like, okay, well, what's the next goal? And I'm like, well, right now I am not able to finish filming that campaign, running that campaign, play with my friends. D&D is just kind of on hold. But I have a handful more unedited sessions, and I'm like, not a huge number of them, though. I think my next goal is going to try and just edit those. Get those done. Be caught up on editing my D&D sessions. I cannot remember the last time that has been the case, but I'm like, you know what? It's a good time for it. I can't be filming more. Now, probably paint a little bit more. On these little beetle swarms, I did metallic pearl white as a dry brush, just to give kind of an iridescent quality over the black, and then I dry brushed black back on top of it. And I like those are probably done. Now on the giant slug, I'm like, it's gonna take a few coats, because I'm covering black. Now, it is important that I do a quality, first coat of paint because I use the cheap craft paints. I need to do something better between the layer. It won't properly adhere to the bones. I'm aware of that, and that's why I do it. But if I think more ahead of time, I could have spot painted the rocks black and used the white quality paint for the rest of it. Oh well, a few coats and it'll be good to go. But I'm letting that one dry and such. So whatever, over there and right behind me, I got trash building up. I'm gonna do something about it. And I got the trash taken out. So that's something accomplished. I did yesterday, day before, put in some effort. There was what I think is probably mold behind the toilet in my bathroom. So I put in effort, bleached it, wiped it out, cleaned it out. Because I've been having coughing and such, and I'm suspecting it's that. I do have mold allergies. So I eventually noticed, I was like, what is behind there? Oh, that's probably mold. And when I just took out this trash, I picked up the box here, and I'm kind of wondering maybe if that's what that is. So I'm going to try and get that cleaned up too, because that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, removing mold is worthwhile, I suppose. And I talked to Mom, and apparently with mold on the laminate flooring, it would not be wise to use bleach, which is kind of what I thought. Her comment is vinegar is how I would kill it. I don't have vinegar. She does. So she's going to get it out and set it outside, and I'm going to go over and pick it up from her place. But if I'm going to get in the car and go somewhere, I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to do? How do I best want to utilize that time? So I'm trying to figure that out. But yeah, I'm going to get rid of that because that cough 3 days ago was terrible. And I cleared what was ultimately a large amount of mold out from behind my toilet in my bathroom. We're thinking the wax ring isn't quite fully sealed beneath the toilet, and so I was talking to Mike about it, and we're gonna replace that, but I can't do that myself. I don't know how to do that. So it'll have to be after this whole COVID thing is over, so he can come over and do that. But we're thinking basically it's allowing moisture slowly out, and as the moisture sits on the floor, it grows mold, of course. Right over there, it looks like whether it's actual water leaking in or just condensation that drips down, some moisture on the floor there has built up mold. So I'm like, you know what? Getting rid of that has helped, but I still got a bit of a cough, and since just uncovering that, it's gotten worse. Whether actually or just a placebo effect, and now my brain is making it worse because it's like, oh, that's the cause, you're gonna cough again. And so because I think I'm going to, I don't know. But either way, I'm coughing again, so I'm gonna get rid of it. The mold in my bathroom, I saw, and I basically gave it a month before I connected, hey, maybe that's causing this. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, I sprayed it with bleach and set it aside, but I didn't really clean it. I did a basic, take care of yourself kind of effect. But that was on tiles, so yeah. Trying to figure out if there's anything else I should do while I'm out. And so I did pick up a pizza on the way back from my mom's. So dinner is taken care of as well. And I'm going to eat before I go mess with and risk stirring up mold into the air. Because I think once I start messing with that, I'm going to go hide in the other room. Alright, and after closer examination, not only is this mold, but so is, I have the big dowel rods that block the door. It looks like those are covered in mold as well. So I'm going to get those, and I'm going to actually take them outside around there and like soak them in the vinegar and leave them to dry on the chair. And then I'll come in and deal with the other stuff. Vinegar, actually a lot easier to work with than bleach. Reminds me of Easter as a child, the smell. But it does seem to pretty quickly be at least removing the surface mold. And because this is a laminate flooring, that's probably all that's right here. And there's some in there, and that's metal, so that's probably all that's right there. It's those two dowel rods, or whatever. I think one of them is like a broom handle that was cut to the right length or something. Those are wood, and so it could have roots in there, and so we'll see how well it does on those. But at the very least, I'll be getting rid of all this. And seems to be going pretty easily. So I've gotten a lot of stuff cleared here, and I've been working my way through this metal channel and along the door. And of course, there's also a lot of dust down there, but I feel with as black as those are, some of it is more than just dust. I think it is mold. And beyond just that, as I was working my way across this door, that's mold. That is absolutely 100% mold on the baseboard there. Drat. Oh well. And I mean, I'll remind you, like, this is where my head goes when I sleep. This is where it was moldy. I think this might help get rid of some of my respiratory issues. It does not look like there's any mold on the matching part of the baseboard on the other side. Which is good, because that would be very hard to reach. The end of this channel was hard to reach. I had to, like, stretch under the bed. And it has taken more than an hour. But I got that area basically cleaned. I did let my mom know we'll probably have to work at making sure, because if I miss a little area, it's mold, it'll grow back. So I told her, we'll look at it once she's allowed to come and work on things here. But I think it should help a lot. mean, I've obviously had quite a bit of respiratory issues, and that may have been a big part of the reason for them. Because what I first saw on the floor as a little mold turned out to be the entire length of the door, huge, some areas very thick, terrible mold, and I'm allergic to mold. So that could have been cause of a lot of issues for me. But I've got it as best I can cleaned up. Good. It's a lot of work though. Kind of got distracted from anything else I was working on once I saw that and taking out the trash. So I may have not gotten some other stuff done, but I think that was probably the most important thing I could have done today. Won't be too long, I'll be going to bed. Thank you for joining me. Join me as my journey continues. Bye.